And welcome back, gentlemen and ladies, to Who Would Win Week. I had basically doing two. I didn't get to yesterday's. I'm just going to cram out the last one for today. I'm also a little late. I was actually going to do them earlier, but I started to feel pretty sick. I think I know what it was because I'm feeling better now. But yeah, I think I can get through these last two pretty quickly. I mean, quick enough in general. This one comes to us though from John, who has the question: Who won a fight? The team up of Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor versus the team up of Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. And I'm going to tell you, it's a pretty comparable and not comparable, pretty pretty easy answer when you really break it down. But let's break these down. So you're going to have to look at how they would handle each individual character and how they would work as a team, then factoring in their own individual abilities. Captain, we'll go over each one real quick because I don't need to go over Superman again because I've had him on this channel, had him on the Who Wins way too many times. But Captain America, peak human condition. He is a trained soldier. He is a skilled fighter, martial art, proficient in multiple different forms of martial arts. He is an expert tactician. As I said, peak human condition, allowing him to basically lift. He's pretty much superhuman in the lowest level terminology, and he's a master with his shield in terms of how to use it. His brain actually analyzes the patterns, immediately catches it wherever it comes from. His shield being made of a vibranium and an iron mixture, making it tougher than adamantium. One of the few things that is tougher than adamantium. And he can use it as a skilled weapon for defense and offense as well. Iron Man Tony Stark obviously is a genius. He isn't as skilled in combat, say, as now I think about it, just about anyone else in this lineup. Maybe more skilled overall than Superman, if we're talking about a straight physical confrontation on even footing. But anyway, obviously his skills obviously come from his Iron Man's suit, which he has God knows multiple versions of. Even if we go with the theoretically most powerful version of the suit he has, the Endo Sim armor, I would if I gave everyone their strongest form, I had to go with like what was it, Ruin King Thor, Endo Sim armor Iron Man, like God, and that God mode chair version. I can't remember what that was called when Batman sat in that chair of knowledge. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use their base versions, their standard versions. But the standard Captain Iron Man suit allows Tony varying degrees of super strength. I think he can lift around 100 tons, give or take. He can fly at super hypersonic speeds. He has multiple weapons, including flares, repulsor beams, unibeam, flash grenades. I believe he does have some like fire suppressant systems in the suit, and can and outside the suit as well. I know he's got a couple other things in there just off the top of my head. I know he has got a few mini rockets in there, some lasers equipped into the wrist gauntlets, and that's combining the movie and the comic as well. We're not doing with like the extremist nanotech, we're just doing the standard one. He can call upon the suit at will and detach himself from the suit if he has to. Tony, though, is arrogant, so he can be, outthought, overtaken, and be placed in a scenario he's not readily able to handle. Thor, son of Odin, is around 1,500 years old, according to the movies. And yeah, we're using normal Thor, not Stormbreaker Thor from the MCU. He is Asgardian. He's the son of Odin and Frida, son of both the All-Father and the, Earth Mother? Is that what Frida is? He has access to the Odin Force, which is it's minor access, not full. And his full potential, he has full access to the Odin Force. Separate pool of energy you can go towards. He's got over 1,500 years worth of combat experience on the battlefield, strong enough to move planets, fast enough that with Mjolnir is able to travel across the universe. Well, not universe, at least across the galaxy pretty easily. Excuse me. Ooh. This is not me feeling sick. This is me trying to keep a burp from coming up. He has access to Mjolnir, obviously. Mjolnir being forged in the heart of a dying star. Extremely powerful, magically imbued, being made of Urumel, which channels magical energies very well. Or a lot easier than normal metal. And he's able to call down lightning, some of the elements. No normal being can pick up the hammer unless they're physically strong enough to do so, or they meet the requirements to do so, like pure of heart, everything along those lines. Well, pure of heart. There's other requirements for picking up the hammer besides that. Wonder Woman is the princess of the Amazons. Um, Princess of the Amazons. She is Diana Prince. She is their champion. And depending on your incarnation, she's either a demigod or she's not a demigod. She is even by Batman's standards, she is probably the most skilled hand-to-hand fighter on the planet. So she is dangerous as hell in the actual straight-on one-on-one fight. She's has strength that rivals Superman, but she's got better reflexes than he does because she's an actual trained warrior. She can fly on her own. She's very durable. Her bracelets are indestructible. She wields a sword that I believe in one of the comics said that can actually shave an atom, like cut through an atom. Her shield it can take a large amount of damage. She wields the lasso of truth, which is, I don't think the lasso is indestructible. It's magic, but I don't think it's indestructible. I'll be honest, I'm actually not certain on that. But if it forces you to tell the truth, she can also unhook those gauntlets to basically go into like a more powerful form, and Thor can go into a bloodlust, basically something like that. Batman, obviously, world's greatest detective. By Batman's own admission, Wonder Woman's a better martial art or hand-to-hand fighter than he is. However, I don't know. It's debatable. If those two, again, talking about even ground, if Batman would actually be able to take out Wonder Woman in a straight fight, I'd argue he might because he would know more actual overall tactics, and he mastered 127 martial arts, mastered, mind you, plus pressure points, and he refuses to use actual lethal techniques. That might be where Wonder Woman edges him out. So, I mean, master martial artist. He's also a master tactician. A master tactician. He's stealth, master of stealth, master of he's master of gadget. He has batarangs. He has smoke grenades. He has explosives. He's got a wide range of tools in his belt, literally. And he's. I will say this: of all the fighters here, he's probably the one least inclined to be afraid of something, which is weird when you really break it down. Batman's not fearless per se, but he's the one who's always had the best control of his fears. Tony, and I'm not talking about movies, I'm talking about in general in the comics. Tony, we've seen his fears really get the better of him. We've even seen the fears of Thor get the better of him. Superman he can be manipulated a bit easier than Batman can, that's for certain. Though all these characters can be manipulated on some level. Wonder Woman's one you can make an argument is as fearless as Batman. And Cat you can make an argument for. But yeah, Batman's probably the one who has one of the strongest resolves when something needs to get done. And then obviously Superman, Kryptonian, even at his peak is nigh existent, depending on how you interpret it. Even in just his standard Superman-esque form, basically average strength Superman, he's capable of taking out a planet if he really puts his effort into it. Superman on average would be considered without enhancements, mind you, without enhancements or anything like that, probably has enough power to take out a solar system. When you do enhance him, his power does go up beyond that, but he's not Superman, except maybe with Golden Superman, where he was like Superman 1,000,000. Superman's not a universe buster, so I defy anyone to try to explain otherwise to me how he's actually a universe buster. I wouldn't even call him a galaxy buster. He's not a galaxy buster. Solar system buster, that one I'll give people, but I'll never concede the argument that he's beyond maybe. Again, we're talking your average level power Superman. Beyond that, but anyway, super strength, super speed, durability, heat vision. He has been trained by Batman in things like in pressure points, in a Kryptonian martial art. there's not going to be any mind games going on in this, like invasion of the mind. So I don't worry about that in this fight. So the mental martial art I don't care about. Um, Frost Breath, he super senses everything along those lines. If you don't know what Superman can do at this point, I don't know why you're watching my channel. So if these two teams went down, let's say it's a Marvel crossover and they had to fight each other, there wouldn't be a lot of rotating between opponents. That's the thing. It's a 3-on-3 match, which means you're probably going to get characters paired off with each other, which means you're probably going to get me basically I'm technically giving 3 or more different who would wins within this. But Batman and Cap would probably square off. Thor and Superman would most likely square off, and Iron Man and Wonder Woman would square off. That's the interesting one to me. But I mean, in a straight fight, Batman and Cap would really be evenly matched. Even Batman said, in one comic when they actually do crossover, you may be able to beat me, but it would take a long time. So that's what's probably going to happen mostly. Their fight's going to probably go actually the longest because they're going to be the most evenly matched. Because Batman is actually a little beyond peak human in terms of his physicality. He'd be probably on par with Cap. The only thing Cap actually has on his equipment is his shield. So Batman would be able to work his way around that, but Cap is also extremely skilled with his shield. So Batman's gonna really have his work cut out for him. So their fight will go on for a while. I will say Batman's probably the better overall strategist and definitely smarter than Cap. Cap's not dumb, but Batman is a genius for a reason. Meanwhile, the fight between Thor and Superman will go down. Now, I will say this, Superman has definitely the physical edge over Thor, definitely. Thor is powerful. But, like, if Thor's here, Superman, on average, if we're talking their averages, if the average Thor is here, Superman's probably there. I wouldn't say it's a huge difference, but it is a difference. But Thor also has many millennia of combat experience on his belt, or centuries anyway. And he actually has magic to go against Superman, who has no special protection against magic. And the moment he gets suddenly struck by Mjolnir, just boom, Superman just goes flying in, and then Thor just brings down some lightning and starts blasting at Superman, who's actually getting hurt by this. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman and Thor and Iron Man are duking it out. Wonder Woman is pretty easily dismantling Iron Man, who is doing the best he can with what he got, but he has nothing that could really hurt Wonder Woman, unfortunately. And Iron Man's like, Cap, Thor, anyone, I could use some help here. Unibeams Wonder Woman off him. Thor, suddenly just throws Mjolnir back at Superman, who was able to actually catch it. Remember, in one comic, he actually could use Mjolnir. And Thor's just like, what? And then he just suddenly flies Superman back and punches him in the face, brings it back, and then throws basically a blast of energy at him, just putting him down on the ground. Thor then throws Mjolnir at Wonder Woman, who's able to block with her. Was able to block it with her gauntlet, but at the same time, he comes and crashes into her. Iron Man's like, whew. It's like, hold on, Cap, I got you. Batman's got to get out of the way. Throws a couple batterings at Iron Man, who blasts all but one. It's like, bet she got their bats. It's like, no, this is. And boom, blast Iron. The arc reactor's gone, so Iron Man's falling. Cap's able to save him, but unfortunately he's pretty much out of commission now because his arc reactor's gone, so he can't use his suit. So him and Batman go back into hand-to-hand combat. Unfortunately, Superman gets up, and now it's Thor, Wonder Woman, and the Superman tag teaming Thor. And I will say this: my actual versus for Thor and Wonder Woman is already up long ago. I did that video, so you know who I think wins in a straight one-on-one fight with them. But on a 2-on-1 fight, Thor's on the losing side of that fight. Particularly because Superman now knows he can pick up Mjolnir. Now, that doesn't mean Thor will not go out without a fight. He uses the Odin Force, uses his God Blast, and hits, is able to, throws it at Wonder Woman. Superman gets in the way and just boom, gets the wind, he actually gets knocked out cold. I don't think a God Blast would kill Superman, but I think it would knock his ass out. So Thor's just like, oh, and then Wonder Woman comes in with her sword and nearly cuts Mjolnir in half. Like it's sharp enough to cut an atom, as sharp enough to cut through Mjolnir. And Thor's just like, ugh. Cap suddenly throws his shield, hits Wonder Woman. How dare you? And then comes in, strikes at the shield. Surprisingly, the shield doesn't give under the sword, though the power she's hitting with is a lot. And then Batman again tries to maybe get Thor's attention. And, he gets it. And then at last minute, as he's like, have that thing! He throws Mjolnir at Batman, who times it right and just gets out of the way and just strikes Captain America straight in the ribs. Breaks his ribs. It's like, no, Captain, forgive me. That dark one tricked me. And then now it's Batman gets up, Superman finally gets up and just blasts Thor with heat beams. Wonder Woman's just using her gauntlet, and then Batman finally just throws one more explosive battering in his face, just blows him up in the face, which distracts him long enough for Superman to just come in, boom, and then knocked out Thor. And Tony's just like, I give up. Why does the holy trinity of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Thor win? Batman, Wonder Woman, and Thor. Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman win over Thor, Cap, and Iron Man. Well, it comes down to two things. As far as we can tell in terms of the time length that is kind of given in the comics, Batman, Thor, and Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman have been working together longer than Cap, Iron Man, and Thor. We also know they work together more easily. They are able to get behind. They are able to set aside their differences more easily than, say, Cap, Thor, or Iron Man have in the past. Their personalities don't conflict as much as Cap's and Thor's and Iron Man's do. But it also comes down to overall abilities versus each other. Now, in a one-on-one fight, I actually do think Thor beats Wonder Woman. Not easily, mind you, but he beats her. And I could see an argument being made for Thor. I think I even did a Thor versus... Did I do a Thor versus Superman video yet? No. If I didn't, I could see an argument for Thor beating Superman. The problem is, Iron Man versus any of them besides maybe Batman loses straight out. Iron Man, without any prep time, just straight out loses against Wonder Woman, who would rip him apart, and Superman, who would rip him apart. Cap can't take on either Wonder Woman or Superman as well. He just doesn't have the physical abilities to do so. So it's really going to come down to Thor, if he can take out Superman, then go to aid Wonder Woman. Because I do believe Batman would last long enough that whoever is left on their side, on the DC side of the fight, would come and aid him in the fight and ultimately beat Cap. And that's assuming he doesn't beat Cap on his own. Plus, Batman might not have a high-tech suit like Iron Man does, but he's got enough gadgets that he could mess up Tony's suit, blow the arc reactor up with a simple exploding batarang, and just, especially after Wonder Woman's had a go at that suit and had exposed more of its parts. Oh, excuse me. I'm good. So, expose more of its parts. So, I think the holy trinity of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman does win the day. Now, is there a way that Thor, Iron Man, and Cap could win? Sure. It's not a huge margin. But if Thor could theoretically get an early knockout blow on Superman, just knock him out cold for the rest of the fight, yeah, then I'd actually lean more towards Wonder Woman, or Marvel. But in this case, I'm going to go Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. I'm going to say 80% of the time. I think there's a 20% of the time that Thor gets that early game knockout in on Superman, focuses all his attention on Wonder Woman, which allows Iron Man and Cap to take on Superman, or to take on Batman. So ultimately, I'm going to go that route. But what do you think? You think Cap, Iron Man, and Thor win more? Or do you think Wonder Woman, Superman, or Batman win the majority? Let me know. Put it in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for would win, Star Wars, Superhero Magic, whatever, anything we do on the channel. Put that in the comments below as well. I'll get to that at some point. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in a little bit.